What's up, YouTube? We're a couple of cunts, we're in the countryside, back once again, wasting your data. So we're back, once again. No one asked for it, no one wanted it, but here we are. We've been gone for some months now. We're back, we should probably just jump right into it.
Yeah.
The first thing I want to talk about, Captain America, Civil War.
Okay.
That's a fucking amazing movie.
It was, and had two very good scenes in, saying there was a good buddy, sort of like comedy, sort of like angry bromance film that could quite easily come out of that with Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, those
Can
two
you move
are.
your chair up? No.
Those two are pretty much a highlight. Coming out of it, we're basically like, that's him and our friend Cage just constantly like fucking each other's lives up and like being passive aggressive, but also kind of homoerotic. Homo-aggressive, as I like to call it.
They do have a good scene in the film, which I won't entirely spoil for anybody who hasn't seen this.
Oh no, fuck it. But we're going to spoil the shit out of it. If you've not seen Civil War yet, skip ahead a few minutes.
Captain America finally gets off with Sharon. Gets off with her, and his two mates are just sat around the car looking at him like, yeah, good lad. You can just imagine the awkward conversation as soon as he gets back in the car. He's like, yeah, it's my boy.
But yeah, seriously, amazing film. Spider-Man's in it. It's the first time they've included Spider-Man in the MCU, and he is just flawless.
Spider-Man is better than any other film that's actually been a Spider-Man film.
Oh, he's better than all the Spider-Mans put together. You could have Andrew Garfield riding on Tobey Maguire's shoulders. Both of them jizzing webs everywhere. This was like more Spider-Man than that. Black Panther also. Like,
it's like, hey, I'm Clint, we haven't met yet. I don't care.
Not a character I've particularly cared about in the past, but they actually made him such a good character. I'm now like 1,000% more interested in his solo film. Like, out of the slate of films that Marvel have announced for the next, like, what, 4, 5
50,
years?
60 years at this rate.
I was like, I want to see all of them with the possible exception of Black Panther. They've basically done what they did with Ant-Man, whereas like I don't really give a shit about that, and it turned out to be great. Black Panther, I've no doubt, is going to be great.
Ant-Man was a surprisingly good film of last summer.
Yeah, and Ant-Man's fantastic in Civil War also. There's the bit in the airport battle where he turns into Giant Man. I sadly had spoiled for me before the film by a goddamn motherfucking Funko Pop of all things. Still didn't take away from my enjoyment though. Cracking film.
There's quite a few franchises that have given stuff away like that. Or now with the internet and people going like real fucking MI5 on like analysing stuff. Like as soon as a toy comes out, like, oh look, they're doing that, and that's not mentioned before, so maybe they're doing that.
Something that I feel gets spoiled a lot recently by people really, really trying too hard is Game of Thrones. New season on now, it's been pretty good so far. We're in the interesting territory where it's getting spoiled for everyone now because
he hasn't done the fucking book.
For the past 5 years, book readers have had that smug superiority of going, behave, or I'll tell you who dies. And now no one fucking knows. And on the one hand, it's really freeing because everyone's going in blind and you can sort of...
Especially Arya.
You can appreciate it for what it is. Like, the past 5 seasons, I've been looking at it and going, well, he shouldn't be there. Who's this character? Where is Strong Belwas? At the same time, it's kind of frustrating because now I don't know what is a spoiler for the next book and what's just bullshit they're making up for the show. But yeah, like the trailers that they released for Game of Thrones, there was like lots of quick shots and dark shots, and I didn't really see a lot. Then people break it down frame by frame, and now I know several plot points from this upcoming season.
Just think when all you had was like the trailer you'd see in the cinema, and you'd remember sort of like 2 or 3 things, maybe 4 from like that movie you were going to see. It's like, oh, that looks like it's got a good car chase in, or something like that. And now there are people who work for, shittier publications, maybe like BuzzFeed or something like that. And it's just sort of like, oh, here's 15 things you might have figured out from this 15-second trailer. And there's someone who's literally paid there to, like, sometimes I'll come up with good stuff, other times they'll like extrapolate stuff. So this character isn't eating ice cream when everybody else is. Maybe they're lactose intolerant or something like that. It's just like, yeah, there are people who are now actually paid to watch trailers to pick shit out of them.
I think of the days before YouTube when if you wanted to see a trailer, you legit either had to watch the TV like a beast or go to the cinema. I don't give a fuck about this film, I just want to see the trailer for The Matrix Reloaded again. So getting back to Game of Thrones this season, what do you think so far?
It's been interesting. There's something which, there's bits in there which, well, actually, fucking no, like, people are watching it, I don't care if it's spoiling. Jon Snow coming back to life. So I was saying that as soon as that happened, as soon as Melisandre turns back up at that castle, you look at him and it's like, yeah, she's obviously there for a reason. She's obviously going to resurrect him.
I had people on Facebook who were wigging the fuck out about that, and I was like, have I missed something? Which part of the last episode are we talking about? Are we talking about the end? And they're like, yeah, hellacious. And I was like, I've been saying that since 2011. I do love how they're trying to make Rickon relevant again, and expecting people to remember who he is.
Yeah, no, it's just like, oh, look, it's these two. What the fuck have they been up to?
I think the real takeaway from this season has been, I saw a fantastic post on Tumblr which pretty much summed it up in 4 words. Ramsay, you big shit.
Oh, wow, yeah. I was
Like-
looking at it, it's just like, how can we make Ramsay any more dislikable?
The levels of villainy.
But it's literally just like, just come at me, bro. There's nothing else I can do now. I bet you George R.R. Martin's going to pull off the greatest troll move ever. Put out the 6th book and then be like, actually, no, I'm not writing the 7th, just watch the TV show. It wouldn't surprise me if he did.
At this juncture, I'd be surprised if the 6th book even comes out. He's probably sitting on his fat ass going, well, I've got enough money to buy several countries and they're going to finish the story on TV anyway. I'm just going to sit here and play with my pirate balls.
Well, we might be leaving Europe. Who knows?
That's true, yeah. Probably more important than Westerosi politics.
Yeah. Although in some cases it is kind of similar. There's a lot of people you don't like doing a lot of shitty stuff out there.
What's your opinion on the whole thing?
The way it's been sold to me, and this is somewhat of an oversimplification, if we stayed, there would be one set of economic benefits, one set of economic downsides. Leaving would have a different set of benefits and downsides. If we leave, we'll get potentially better border security, but if you listen to what some of the security sources are saying, they're a bit doubtful of that, but we will get more control making our laws. On the downside, there is then all the trade agreements we've got in place which would need to be renegotiated, which could take time. So, I don't know, I would probably vote stay in, but I haven't actually researched it all that much myself, to be fair.
Quite on the fence there for you. I thought you'd have a more strong opinion.
Well, no, I think I would very much be interested in us staying in, but in terms of actually researching the situation, I'll be honest with you, I'm not all that up on my knowledge at this point in time. I will look into it before making a decision.
Fair enough. I'm looking at it purely from a selfish standpoint, in that the big decisions are kind of beyond me, and my parents are very much of the UKIP voting, leave EU and stop damn immigrants sort of mindset, but I have to put it on a personal level in that neither myself or anyone I know has had their employment situation affected by immigration, and it's not really a thing to me, but I am definitely in favour of us staying in the EU because it makes my job easier.
Yeah, he does sell weapons to
No,
dictators.
I sell tanks.
Following on from you there, talking about being an arms dealer, or a Lincolnshire equivalent thereof.
You said that, not me.
Yeah, you're just trying to disguise the fact that you occasionally sell to African warlords. For anybody who's got PlayStation Plus membership, this month one of the free games you get is a game called Tropico. And it's really interesting. It's like SimCity with regards to you're basically building a settlement, trying to keep everybody happy. You've got to build houses, then you've got to build a police station, then you've got to build jobs for them to go to.
You got to build jobs.
Stuff like that. Build places for them to have jobs, factories and shit. But it's set that you're essentially always on the verge of being a dictator. So you can have like a free economy and stuff, or if somebody's pissing you off and asking for, better wages, you can send in the army. You can banish people from the island. You can create a complete police state if you want. I'm currently running mad sugar mills, but apparently everybody needs oil now, so I've got to catch up. The peasants are revolting. I'm trying to be nice to them, but there's only so much you can take before you call in the army and just crush the rebellion.
It sounds like a prequel to Just Cause.
It is kind of like that, but it's funny because every time there's a loading screen, it gives you little facts about previous dictators. So it's like, oh, this is something Idi Amin Dada once did. This is something Kim Il Jong is still doing. All of this,
something to aspire to.
Yeah, all of this stuff in there, and it's really quite funny and interesting.
Once I finish the Last of Us DLC that I'm playing at the minute, I will need something to fill my time until No Man's Sky comes out. So
yeah, that's June or something like that.
Yeah, 24th. Not that I'm counting down the days or anything, but I have booked the weekend it comes out off, and I assume it's going to take up my life for the next 3 to 5 years.
Talking about tech stuff, a few of you may be aware of this. This happened probably about a month or so back now, which was kind of interesting. There was, I say artificial intelligence, there are reports that it was and wasn't. I don't know enough about the subject to really comment.
It was an advanced chatbot, basically.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the subject to really comment on the authenticity.
I know it was supposed to learn from what people talked about it.
And it basically, within 24 hours, was just being fantastically xenophobic, supporting Trump and Hitler,
Synonymous, really.
and just completely ripping into stuff, which was hilarious because it made me think. There's the whole thing with Skynet. Everybody's thinking, if we grant too much intelligence to the machines, give them free will, are they eventually going to turn on us? And it put a different spin on the whole Terminator franchise to me, thinking rather than them just being really cold-blooded, one of two things is going to happen. They're going to become intelligent and decide to kill us, and when they kill us, they'll be making really, really racist comments as they're doing so, or just being general bastards, or they decide not to kill us. We've just made a group of robots which are like the personification of 4chan, just walking around posting memes and just doing shit, which I find kind of funny in a base ironic way.
Well, if artificial intelligence is going to learn from the internet, there's like 10 hours of us on there, so fucking God help us. Well, given how well Donald Trump is doing in the primaries, my faith in humanity is quite shaken.
Yeah.
I'm losing faith in all species, really, because...
especially pandas. Those things fucking deserve to be extinct.
They don't want to live. But not long after we filmed our last episode, got a cat. Wouldn't have been my first choice. I'm more of a dog person, but I live with two women. They both wanted a cat. You don't really say no to that.
Women do like their cats.
He's a dickhead.
Or as all cats are.
Yeah, I realise that, but the pure assholery of this little dickbag. Like, the worst part is that he, like, swings wildly between, like, snuggling up on your lap and going to sleep and purring and just being the most adorable thing ever, and, like, waiting until a really scary part in the film and jumping on your back and scaring the fucking crap out of you. So, anything new with you?
I'm moving again. Got a new job. Not going to say exactly
leaving
what,
me.
but yeah, he's not particularly pleased about it. I did move back to Lincolnshire. I was quite honest when I was there. It's like, look, this is probably more a pit stop than anything else. I am looking at moving again, and I am, and now I'm getting, shamed for it.
Yeah,
well, not shamed, but,
essentially, we're like Futurama. We keep saying we're going to leave, but then we come back, but then we say we might come back, and maybe we never will. I like to hope you will come and visit.
Oh, I will.
I know you've never been much of a fan of this area, but it could be worse. We could live in Stoke-on-Trent.
True.
I don't want to rag too much because we've got a couple of really close friends from Stoke, but they do not really tell us very many nice stories. One thing we do like to do with them is when they come down, they usually go on, like... Thanks.
Sorry. Needed to be done.
They like to sort of get on their phones and say, this is the upcoming events in Stoke. And you'd think most places would have, like, Village Fete or the fair's coming to town. Even something like, we've got a pop star coming to play in the town. If you live in a city, you might get Lady Gaga or something. They have things like Imagine a Monster and Clay Tiles and Dad's 2 and Toby Jug.
None of that shit means anything to me.
The thing is, they say them without context. It's absolutely brilliant. They don't go, we've got something coming to Stoke called Samuel Pepys, and this is what it is. They just go, we've got Samuel Pepys, and then they'll move on to the next thing. Pongo's Party. But yeah, you should come back, and unlike what happened when you moved to Portsmouth, we'll actually try and come visit you this time.
Yeah, I mean, that summer, to be fair, like, people were moving in shit, and I actually would much, I think, prefer you visit me in Portsmouth from where I'm going now, but because there was loads of places to eat and shit, but I'll do an explore around the area.
It's the one thing, like, obviously it would have been nice to see you, but the fact of some of the food places you said, I really do regret not getting to taste that. It would be hard for me to choose a favourite restaurant because there are so many that I love, but there's a pizza place in Scarborough called Flames. I believe we've mentioned it in previous videos. Have. It's up there for me. They basically, it's a pizza place. It's a standard pizza place really, but they do great toppings and they slather everything in garlic butter, which just makes it for me.
What I like about them, I think the dudes in there are Greek.
They are.
Rather than making it really artsy and Italian in nature, they're going, we've got really nice fresh oregano and shit here, and we're making this with a really nice oven and stuff like that. You go in there, it's just like, right, good quality cheese, have some fucking grease, we're going to cook it for you.
When I was at uni, I did eat there far too much because our flat was like across the road and down from it, and my roommate, Fad, who is a ball, had about as good willpower as me when it came to food, so I'd say we got pizza from there at least once a week. Shocking, I know, I'm a disgusting person. But you can only eat so much garlic butter before it starts to mess with your mind a little bit. There's one night I remember in particular, and my wife had come to stay with me, and we both had Flames. And so we were sitting there afterwards, and I was full of pizza, and she was glistening with garlic butter. And I'm a man, there's only one way that's going to go, so, you know, we get down to the business of dirt. The smell of garlic still in the air. At one point, I did start thinking about the vast quantities of garlic butter already, and it's just, you must have been there when you get an idea in your head and you just can't get rid of it no matter how hard you try.
I've had ideas in my head before that I've not been able to get rid of. I'm not quite sure it was the same as this idea, but keep going with this story. I'm interested to see where this progresses to.
Sometimes they come at inopportune times. I just happened to be getting to the vinegar strokes, and I thought, what if I cum garlic butter?
Did you say that out loud?
No, of course not. But I thought of it, and as you can imagine, once I thought of that, it just really, really made me want to get another pizza. We've been a couple of cunts in the countryside. If you enjoyed this video, like, favourite, share, subscribe. Check us out on Facebook and Twitter. If you didn't enjoy it, it's our 50-second video. What are you doing? You know what dicks we are by now. We may be back, we may not. I'll be optimistic and say we'll see you next time.
And before you go, have a look at my meals for next week. How does my hair look?
Non-existent.